Hi, I am Aidan. I am the costume designer for Little Women, and I have some really exciting pieces to kind of walk you through today. We're gonna start off with Jo's costumes. So she is kind of, she's brash, she's fiery, she is intelligent, she's unconventional, and I really wanted to convey all that through her dress. Most of the pieces that you're going to see here were actually pulled from our costume stock over in Vapa. So this is just a really nice red and black waistcoat. It is double-breasted and has these really lovely velvet collar. This style of shirt is known as a Garibaldi shirt in the 1860s when Little Women is set. This has some really lovely lace designs on these sleeves, and it's a very full sleeve as well. In the first act, we have this lovely skirt that Jo wears. So this was actually made by Lucy, part of our set design team, and they made this off of a Victorian walking skirt pattern, and it's just like a lovely wool. It's very pretty. These are Jo's pants. Jo wears these in the second act once she, has sort of come into herself a little bit more. So they're just like a lovely little brown corduroy. I think they're very pretty. We also have Jo's overcoat. So we have a couple of velvet details, which are probably a little bit too nice for the marches, to be honest. But with Jo, I really tried to push reds, of course. Red felt very much like Jo's color, but also earth tones as well, just like for the marches overall. And that's Jo. And so moving on, we actually have Amy's costume right here. So Amy wears two different costumes, one to convey more childhood, and then one to convey when in the second act when she's more adult. So this is Amy's child costume. We have this lovely pinafore over a little dress. In the Victorian era, aprons were very common for children to wear. Textiles were expensive back then, and of course, children can be messy, and some aprons were worn a lot to kind of, keep everything clean and tidy. This dress, it's not quite an 1860s style, but honestly, I felt like the design elements were just too good to pass up. We have this big collar, and it'll really, help her look a little bit more childlike. The star of the show is, of course, this big apron pinafore, which is very period and lovely. It has these snaps in the back, which is perfect for quick changes. Yeah, this is one of my favorite costumes in the show. It is so adorable. It's really perfect. It's very fussy, very prissy, which is perfect for Miss Amy. So this is one of the only pieces that we actually bought specifically for this show, and this is Amy's adult dress. So as you can see, we're seeing a lot of hallmarks of the 1860s. So we have a quite straight sleeve, we have a buttoned front, and then of course the waist is slightly raised, and then of course we have a very full skirt, which the hoop skirt is downstairs, but we do have a full crinoline. This is one of my favorite costumes in the show. I think it's very beautiful, and I think that our Amy's going to look lovely in it. Pink is Amy's color. I mean, it felt a little bit like, been there, done that, but some things are just too perfect to change, It came to actually sitting down and designing, putting together all these looks. I was looking